Hey guys, what's fun for everyone? Well, let me see. What's one of my favorite things to do? Pinball. Also, let's see. I like to play video games and I like contests. And where can you do that? Free Play Florida. I'm going to be telling you all about it on this episode of Planet Scott TV. I can't tell you how excited I am right now. We've got this upcoming event, and I can't tell you everything about it. I'm just too excited. So I did bring my friend, Brandon Speck, and here he is. Brandon is, you're all about Free Play Florida. You are Free Play Florida.
Well, I'm certainly a big component of it, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. And so I can tell these guys that Free Play Florida is a 3-day celebration. Now, it goes over history, artistry, competition, and creation of electronic games of all kinds. And sure. It's by enthusiasts, right? Yeah, I mean, and I think you're going to have, 200 arcade and pinball games and all sorts of stuff to go. So we're going to go over some of that, huh?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Well, let's start off with your name is Brandon Speck, and you started Free Play Florida. How did this get started?
Well, I came into the project when it was the first year it was created. It was called Free Play Florida, and I think one of the main players is Brian Jones. We got Bill Stillwell. And a few others who helped to really create the project. And I was very fortunate at that point in time that they brought me in to do stuff. I started a lot of stuff with the panels and meeting the guests, and I think that's still one of my favorite parts of the event is the fact that not only are we Florida's largest arcade pinball convention, but we actually bring out some of the creators of some of these classic games. We also bring out stars from the world of gaming and a couple of pinball creators as well. So just a really, really fun event for anyone who is a gaming enthusiast.
And let's see, I've been there for the last few years. So when did this all start? How long ago? And how many years have you been doing it?
This is what we're calling it this year. We're calling this our 5th year on the grid. So this is going to be year number 5 for us, and okay. I think last year, and you got to see it last year.
Oh yeah.
Last year it just exploded.
Yeah.
And this year, I think pre-ticket sales were something like 300-400% of what previous years has been. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and I think it's at a different venue this time, right? It's at the
right
at a bigger, better venue. I'm going to be staying there myself because I mean it's an all suite hotel. So, but yeah, it's a pretty cool place. Why did you pick a different place? I assume you got bigger and you needed a bigger venue.
We had, to quote a movie, we had an offer that we could not refuse. It's a bigger hotel. They offered us a tremendous deal. We went from 18,000 square feet to this year is going to be 26,000 square feet of games.
Wow.
Which is just absolutely mind-blowing. And it's just a ridiculously nice hotel.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of the right now. I mean, we went through and we were just elated that they were going to let us come in and do a video game pinball convention at a hotel that's this nice.
Yeah. And you got great food, right? You got plenty of space, good location. So and so it's going to be bigger, better. I mean, it's just I'm excited, and you can't really have a better venue. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you so much. We really had the thanks really go to the attendees as well, because it's because of them and what happened last year with the event growing as much as it did that we were able to make this change and meet the demand of what people in Central Florida, and actually I shouldn't say Central Florida, we have attendees from all around the country and even from other countries that come to this event, and it's what they were asking for. They said, can we have we literally had people saying, can we have a bigger space? Can we have more games? And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and I'm going to be streaming live there. I want you guys to go there, but for the people who have never been to an event like this, who's going to be sitting on their tails going, should I go? Should I not go? I'm going to be teasing everybody to let them see what they're missing, okay? And so I'm hopefully that everybody's going to be coming down. So there'll be live streams throughout the entire thing, but let's talk about, well, before we go on, let's talk about safety concerns, because people were really are a little worried about safety concerns at conventions and that sort of thing. And of course, you
That's
know
right.
about that.
Right.
So is there anything that you've done to make sure to make people feel a lot more comfortable here?
Yeah, certainly. The incidents up in Jacksonville made us sit down. That happened. I don't want to say serendipitously, but like that just happened to be the same day we were all in a meeting of our members when that was going on,
Yeah.
and it made us take some time to really sit down and say, what is it we can do in terms of safety this year? So the plans are to up our security just a bit, to make sure that we're meeting those concerns and helping to address those concerns. And really it was something that we probably needed to do anyways, just based on the scale of the event this year. So,
Yeah.
it's important.
And it's always good to see something, say something, so we're all in it together. But this is a very rare thing. There's no reason for anything like this to be duplicated. This is about having fun for the whole family, from, I don't know, as long as they can stand and hit some pinball or walk in the door. I think it's, good family event for everybody. Now, I want to talk about, go ahead. Go ahead.
You had said it earlier too. This is a community event too, which makes it stand apart. And I always call it on, but really it's more of like an exhibition of just all things gaming. And like I said, we're part of Byte Amusement, which is a nonprofit organization. None of us make any money from the event. We do the event because we love the community. And people come out, and all the machines you see on the floor, that's all people from the local community just coming out and giving people a chance to play these classic games and to relive the classic arcade experience. So, I mean, it's one big family, and we're always welcoming new people into that family.
And I got some video running from last year. You can and I borrowed this from the net, and you can see all the machines. And you literally need to wait in line sometimes for some of the most popular machines there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. But you've got, they're all in working condition. You've got people, if something breaks, they're there to fix it. And can you buy any of these games while you're there?
Usually when you're in there, there's a lot of game bringers that are looking to maybe swap machines so they can get a new machine in their house, try to trade some games. But there are even some people who are selling machines while they're out there. And one other thing I wanted to point out, you mentioned there about just the amount of people that are there. And certainly that's a concern as far as playing games. Saturday is always a busy, busy day. So if you're somebody who's just looking to come out to the event, you're not too interested in the panels, you're just looking to play games, big recommendation to all of your viewers. Friday and Sunday are great days to come out if you're just looking to get some game time. And then we're going to talk about the after party a little bit later, I know, on the show. Yeah. And that's another great way for adults to get on those games when there's no kids around.
Yeah. Sometimes it's adult time, okay? So it's a lot of retro stuff, and we grew up with it, and sometimes we just want to kind of be adults and late night, and and there's some stuff that's going to be going on. I can't stick around because we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. Now here is the time. It's November. It's 2018, November 9th, 10th, and 11th. So it starts at 4 on Friday, right, to 11?
That's correct, to 11. 10 to 10 on Saturday. And then, of course, we'll talk about the after party, which starts at 11. And then Sunday, 10 to 4. If you see me at the event, you'll know now, just looking at that schedule, why I look exhausted.
Yeah.
Because we don't get a lot of sleep.
Yeah, this is, and the people, the machines that you have there are from donations. They're not your machines, right? No. And it must be a Herculean effort to be able to get all of these together. And the donations, it's like it just is a community-spun event. Can you tell me a little bit about the background and how long it takes for you to piece an event like this together?
Oh gosh, every year we up the ante a little bit, so the time spent always increases.
Yeah.
I would say this year we really went hardcore starting in March, and next year I imagine next year it's going to be starting right in January. We're going to start moving in and start working on stuff.
Wow.
One of the we did make, just to give you a little behind the scenes, we did make a little bit of a pact with each other. When the event's over,
Yeah.
kind of do a like, bye guys, we're not going to talk about free play until until the following year. We want to enjoy our Thanksgiving, we enjoy our Christmas, we enjoy our New Year's, and then we come back refreshed
Yeah.
to talk about the next year's event.
And if you think about it, there's no official geek holiday. And so because this is between October 31st and Thanksgiving Day, this is Geek Day. I mean, you got to celebrate your geekdom, right?
This, for a lot of, and you're not wrong, for a lot of people, for a lot of attendees, they actually consider this part of their holiday traditions leading through Halloween. It's Halloween free play, Thanksgiving because you're thanking because you got to do free play, and then Christmas. So a lot of people consider it part of their holiday season.
Yeah, and there's a couple things that I noticed from last year, and one of them is this giant Tron machine, okay, and also a giant pinball machine. I mean, is bigger better?
I like to think in terms of arcade, especially if you're an adult who wants to relive what it's like to be a child.
Yeah.
And be like for me, it's the perfect size arcade because I'm a large gentleman.
Yeah,
but it gives you a little bit of that chance to reach up again and remember what it was like to be a kid. And we kind of have it down to a science now with these giant arcade machines. So we built 3 of them last year. There was Tron, there's Donkey Kong, and there was Star Wars. Was our first one we built, was Star Wars.
Yeah.
And we brought that. But that was cool one because we actually built that one and were invited out to the 501st Bash for the Star Wars celebration. So this was like a really limited ticketed event, and we got to go just by building a giant arcade machine.
Yeah. So definitely cool stuff. But what? And now you're known for all the machines that you're going to have there. You're going to have a whole bunch of, let's see, pinball machines. You're going to have a whole bunch of consoles, like old ones, everything. I mean, you're talking Atari, you're talking about Commodore, you're talking about Sega, you're talking about, oh God, ColecoVision, Vectrex, which I love to play this because you can't see it. There's every Nintendo, every version of it. I mean, it's crazy. But then you have... they're coming to expect that now, right? So you got all your old school stuff. But what they're not expecting and what they don't know is that there's going to be some special guests. And actually, the special guests, I love that because you not only have the special guests, but then you have the what are they called? The forums, the
panels.
The panels,
Panels, forums. They're great.
Yeah, you're going to have them talk at the panels, and you'll be able to meet these people. You've seen them on the internet, you've seen them in movies and stuff. So the first one I want to talk about, well, this guy everybody knows, and he's got to be at every event. This is Billy Mitchell, okay? Now, Billy, I love Billy. Okay, Billy lives in Hollywood, Florida, and he and I have a lot in common because we both grew up going to Grand Prix Race-A-Rama in Hollywood, Florida, playing at the same place. We never ran into each other, but he's a great guy, and I know there's been a lot of controversy and everything. Let me tell you, Billy Mitchell, if you watch him play, and you've ever tried to play Pac-Man, Centipede, Miss Pac-Man, any of these, Donkey Kong, no one does it like him. You have to watch him. He really is the player of the century, and nobody can take that away from him. And thumbs up, right?
Yeah, no, he's an incredible player. He's going to be out there, and really what he's going to do this year is he's just going to devote his time to just playing the game, playing Donkey Kong, and getting one of those humongous scores. So that's what he's going to be devoting his time to at our event this year, and we're happy to have him out. He's been out every single year of free play, so we're happy to have him out again. Yeah,
and one thing about him, you'll know, he always goes like this. That's his, high five. And he's going to be at Arcade Sales next week, and I'm going to be doing some live streaming there. So if you want to see Billy in Fort Lauderdale, you'll be able to see. He's going down, and it's all for charity. So he's going to be doing this charity event and being at the event. So that's really cool. Next person on the list. Okay, is it Nathan? Is it Keith? I mean, this guy.
So,
if he wasn't there, I don't think it would be Free Play Florida.
No, it's true. This is his year number 3, and he's definitely become a staple of the event. But the first year he only came as Keith. Now, the way I describe it to people is the way Nathan described it to me. Nathan is the actor. Nathan is an actor who is a personality on YouTube, who plays a character, plays many characters, but the one he's most known for is Keith Apicary. Keith Apicary as a character, if you talk to Keith and you ask him if he knows Nathan, Keith has no idea who Nathan is. Like, if you talk to Keith and say, hey, what about Nathan? He has no idea. He's like, I've never heard of that guy. So that's the thing. Nathan, we've built a really cool relationship with him. When we invited him out the first year, he showed up as Keith, and his whole deal was he'd ask us something, can I do this? And we'd say yes. Now, he's gotten himself in a lot of trouble over the years at different conventions and stuff for doing some of these wild and crazy stuff. But we let him do a lot of his wild and crazy stuff right at the event, and it's worked to our benefit. So last year when he came, he asked if he could show up on Friday as Nathan and do a thing called Chill Screen. And it was a huge success, and so now he shows up as at the event as both Nathan and Keith. So Friday night he's going to be there as Nathan, and then Keith will show up on Saturday all day. And Keith's all over the place on Saturday. Then Nathan is going to do another panel with James Rolfe on Sunday. So you get a chance to see Nathan on Friday and Sunday, and of course Keith all day on Saturday. That guy never slows down.
Yep. And so you just mentioned the next guest, which would be James Rolfe. Now, if you don't know him, he's the angry video game nerd, okay? Can you do it? I can't. The way he does the mouth, I can't do it.
The face? No.
Yeah, I can't. Nobody can do the face, but he's unbelievable, and everybody gets their photo with him. If you don't know who he is, he has taken old school games to a new level, and he cusses and he yells and he screams. He gets mad at the craziness and the stupidity and the ridiculousness of the video games, and he points things out that you may have never thought of before. But man, is he unbelievable, huh?
Yeah, no, he's a stellar guy. I mean, I've been talking to him back and forth. This will be his first year at the event.
Oh yeah, first year, man. Cool.
Year number 1, and when we rolled it out, he's famous for drinking Rolling Rock beer on his show. Yeah. So when we rolled it out, when we started putting the teasers out, we started putting pictures of Rolling Rock out, and the internet went crazy.
Oh, man.
It was so funny. But him, and actually, in truth, him and Nathan are good friends. So it's going to be fun to have them both at the event playing off one another.
Yeah.
And on the side, he's bringing his family down. And I'm just excited for them. They're all going to experience the theme parks together, and I'm just excited for them to get the chance to do that as a family as well. So,
too cool. And I actually did a show promoting the Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie. So I did an interview with one of the stars of the movie, and if you didn't see the movie, go rent it. It's fun. It's an hour and a half of total nerdom. There's babes. There's video games. There's lost Atari ET cartridges. There's a space alien. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Now next, Q-Bert. I love it. Q-Bert, the man, the myth, the legend who created Q-Bert, right? The designer.
Yeah, Warren Davis, and again, another first year for a guest. Warren Davis, when we were going through our guest list, he was one of the ones that we all kind of honed in on and said, wouldn't it be cool to have the creator of Q-Bert at our event,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, no, I can't tell you how excited I am to meet, because I mean, I grew up with that game. I don't know about you, but I grew up with that game, and it's just such a fun game. I'm excited to get a chance to meet Warren. And again, stellar human being. I've been talking to him over the phone,
Yeah.
and he's just cool. He's
Now
just cool.
he created the game. He also, and the thing is, when you create these games, you don't make any money off the game itself. You're working for somebody. So, but throughout the years, Qbert has popped up, and he's been the creative influence on many of these things, including I think the movie Pixels. It was in recently, and Wreck-It Ralph, right? So those are resurgence of Qbert. Now,
Yeah.
you said, did I play the game? Yes. I lost more quarters to Qbert than any other video game because I just could never get it. I loved it and I hated it. And so, and it was a very innovative game. When he made the game itself,
I agree.
he literally took something he saw on a screen, and they're going to be talking about this, and how it came about. But he took something that he was just passing by and saw, and he's like, maybe I can do something with it. And so, very creative. He's going to be doing one of the panels, and he's going to talk about Qbert, how it came about. You're really going to get a good history lesson, and you're not a geek if you don't know your geek history. So I'm really glad that that he's coming.
You're not a geek if you don't know Qbert.
Yeah, well, true for sure. It's like who's Donkey Kong? Who's Jumpman?
Yeah, and that's what I like about this one is, like, to me, Qbert is one of those video game icons.
Mm-hmm.
So to
Yeah.
be able to do something special and talk about this character, and
Yeah.
again, it just so happened to be one of those ones that I latched onto. I don't know that I played Donkey. I probably played more Qbert as a kid.
Did
than
you?
Donkey
Were you good
Kong
at it?
personally. No, I always say to everybody, like, I help run a arcade and pinball convention.
Yeah.
But the sad part thing is I'm really not good at video games, and I'm even worse at pinball. So.
Okay. Well, you know something? It isn't. That just goes down to. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's just playing it. That's the fun that you get for this. So. Now I'm gonna move on to who's next. Nope, we already had him. We've got Brian Collin. Okay, so
Who's
Brian,
returning?
he's returned. He was there last year.
Yeah, he's been there. Actually, I think this is his third year as well.
Yeah.
He actually, you know what's so funny is year number one we brought him out just because we love Rampage. Year number two, he contacted us and said, "I want to come back out." So we're
Man.
like, "Oh, okay." This year, we had to have him back out because of the Rampage movie, so we're like, we got to have him back. And you know what? He really has become part of the Free Play family. So
Yeah.
I almost imagine that we're going to see an open invitation for him for future events as well, just because we love the guy.
Yeah. Now, if you're not familiar, Rampage is a video game that was made many moons ago, and there wasn't only
Before the movie.
Huh?
Before the movie.
Yeah, before the movie. Yeah, it isn't like Tron where they happen at the same time. Okay, this is Rampage was made, and then they had there was another Rampage that came out, a couple of them, and there's been many different types of it. And he's going to be doing a panel too. But they came out with a movie with The Rock, and I saw that movie. My wife and I saw that movie, and we loved it. It was the most action-packed, fantastic movie, and it was funny. And The Rock delivers. So, Brian Collins was actually on the set, and he's going to be talking about being on the set, meeting The Rock, and you can get your signature. Yeah. He's the nicest guy in the world. I think I saw a video of him the other day, just kind of releasing tension. He was walking through the woods saying, "Okay, I've been all over the United States talking about the movie. Now I'm going to relax a little bit." So he's a really nice guy, and I think go shake his hand. You'll be one removed from The Rock, right?
That's right. That's right.
And then we've got Stan. I can't pronounce it. Can you?
I always just call him Stan.
Okay, Stan.
He is one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and he's super excited. He's almost like shocked that we're bringing him out to the event, but he is one of the best pinball artists that are out there. And his artwork's just phenomenal. And I really encourage anyone coming out to the event, check out his table because his stuff is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And he'll be doing a panel with our friends from Circus Maximus Pinball. There is a pinball producer, and they focus in on games that were either never released or like the idea was created but it was never finished, or games that were in super limited release. And he's done artwork for a number of their games, so they're going to have a panel with him. But if you're a pinball fan, this is one you have to see.
So what's nice is there's going to be there's so much artistry that goes along with pinball, and and these guys, they're kind of the unsung heroes. They're the ones who make it. I mean, if you buy a machine, you're looking at the back glass. You're looking at the table design. You're looking at all the little intricate things, and you can look at it 1,000 times and then pick up a little detail, going, "Oh my God, look what he did over here!" So cool. It's definitely doing a permanent mark on the pinball industry. So you get to meet Stan the Man doing his thing.
Yeah, just stellar human being, great art. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Okay, grab your discs because you might be able to get them signed, right? I think at this event, Bruce Boxlet, say it, I can't pronounce it, Leitner, right?
Boxleitner.
Boxleitner. Bruce Boxleitner. Yeah. Okay, and he has been in so many things over the years. I think he was in Scarecrow and Mrs. Or something, Mrs. Scarecrow.
That's right.
Yeah, so
right. Babylon 5 as well.
Babylon 5. So he's been in a lot of stuff in the past, and so, but he's best known as Tron, and also I think the new Tron movie he was also in too. So tell me, how the heck did you snag Bruce?
Oh gosh, long story short, because this was the process of months. My buddy Chris really pulled this stuff together, and we worked alongside our friends. As I mentioned earlier, we're friends with a lot of the guys from the 501st, and they had connections. I can only assume via like a lot of the agents that they work with for the Star Wars celebrations. I imagine they share some of their people with other science fiction franchises and other actors and whatnot. And long story short, we used those connections to find our way to Bruce's agent, and through a lot of back and forth, a lot of he's coming, wait, no, he can't, a lot of that stuff. Luck just worked out in our favor, and I mean, this was an incredible thing to have happen, and we're just very, very fortunate to have him out. I mean, again, another situation where the internet just exploded when they found out that Bruce was coming out this year. By far our biggest guest announcements in free play history. We've never had a star of this monumental size at the event, so we're very excited about this. And I don't know how we top it after this. This is crazy.
Well, you know something? You get to meet him, you get to hear him talk. He's going to be signing, and it's going to be really fun. If you forgot the movie, go ahead and see the movie before you go, if you haven't seen it for a while. Either one of them. And he's also done voiceovers and stuff like that. He's played Tron. He's done the voice. So he plays his character here. He also plays Tron himself, right? So
he plays there's the character outside the grid, and then there's the character of Tron that he created, the program that he created named Tron.
But revolutionary graphics. There was nothing like it. The movie, video game all came out at the same time. So I mean, wait, let's talk about this for a second. Movie, okay. Video games, Discitron, all sorts of stuff. Pinball machines, which actually the pinball machine is one of my favorite pinball machines of all time. And
really cool.
The one cool thing about the pinball machine is that they put extra lights on it. They put extra toys on it. There's so many bells and whistles. There's even a miniature Tron video game within the pinball itself. And so hopefully you might have one there. You're going to have the giant one, right? You're going to have the giant Tron?
Oh, we'll definitely have a couple there.
Okay.
You have
So
to remember that these are people who are donating machines, and so the minute they heard that that he was going to be there, Bruce Boxman was going to be there, all of a sudden we got a wave of people saying, "Oh, we got to bring our Tron pinball." So you will definitely see a lot of Tron pinballs there, and that's good because I think a lot of people there's going to be a demand for it this year.
now there's something that happens at night, and it's Space Ghost Live. So we've got this is so cool. When I didn't understand what the heck this was when I heard about it a few years ago.
No.
It's like, oh, they're gonna have Space Ghost Live. It's like, how the heck are they gonna do that? The way they do it is they have this guy. He's doing Space Ghost, and he interviews all the guests. So in like one little panel, and as you can see, there's Keith or whoever that is, falling backwards. So it's a crazy time. So why don't you talk to me about that and who's going to be on the panel for Space Ghost Live and when it's going to be?
As I said, this is. I will say this: Space Ghost Live is my baby. Year number 2 of free play, I came into the project. Year number 1, number 2, I had a little street cred going on with me. So I said, "Hey guys, what would you think about doing a Space Ghost panel?" I have a friend, Thomas Blasco. He's a cosplayer who raises money for the Guardians of Justice, and he, which is a charity that they cosplay. They go out to children's hospitals and they cosplay as these characters and see kids. And he creates this. All his outfits, all his costumes are like these super realistic. Like if you've seen it, the Space Ghost outfit is basically like Batman Begins meets Space Ghost. It's super realistic version of Space Ghost. And I was like, let's just interview people. So it started kind of quaint the first year. He was interviewing Billy, and he interviewed our buddy Todd Rogers. And from there, it just exploded. And last year, I think you were out there, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was standing room only. I mean, there was so many people inside there to see this thing.
Yeah.
And it was huge because last year we had George Lowe was one of the guests. The voice of Space Ghost was interviewed by a space man. I'm going to tell you something now, and you'll be the first to find out about this.
Yeah, tell me.
Sorry, you guys ready for this? Okay. So I'm gonna laugh when I'm saying this. We just were contacted by George Lowe, and he has asked us if he can come out to this show. We didn't ask him to be a guest. He wants to come back as a guest just to kind of be at the show because he loves pinball. So George Lowe is going to be at Free Play Florida 2018. So for a second year.
That's unbelievable. That's a total twofer, and there's a synergy, and there's nothing better than a mashup. You know, there's nothing better than when stars collide. So I'm so happy to hear that. He is the voice of Space Ghost. He's a very funny guy. Last year he did one heck of a interview, and if he's coming back, man, I'm gonna be looking for him. I'm gonna be playing him some pinball. I'm gonna be playing pinball with Space Ghost.
He's a huge pinball fan. So he said he'd just like to come out to the event again this year. And how do you say no to George Lowe?
You don't. Otherwise, you get zapped.
Yeah, that's right. So he'll be out again. And then otherwise, the show is stellar this year. We're going to have, obviously, we had to work real hard on this. Bruce Boxleitner is going to be one of the guests for Space Ghost this year live. So you get another chance to see Bruce on Saturday night.
Cool.
After that, Warren Davis, as we talked about, the creator of Cubert, is going to be on the show. And James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, is going to be on the show as well. So just another chance to see some of these incredible stars and creators interviewed by Space Ghost, which is not something you can see at any other video game convention or any convention, I think, in general. I don't know that there's any other place you can go to see Space Ghost live.
No, I think it's your baby, and if you want to see his baby, then you got to go there. Now, there's other stuff going on too. Okay,
That's right.
you got some music guests. Okay, have you had music guests before?
I don't know that we. This is the biggest collection of guests we've ever had in terms of music. A few years ago, we started the Saturday night after party, and this is really focused on those adults that want to come out. Yeah, the adults that want to come out and have a good time without kids clogging up the computer, the video games and the pinball.
Yeah.
And there's drinks. It
Yeah.
goes from on Saturday. It's on Saturday, November 10th, from 11 p.m. till 2 in the morning. Live music. It's going to be my buddy Keith Apicary. He is going to be performing some of his tracks. Nestrogen, who is this awesome tune artist, and then someone I've fallen in love with. And if you haven't heard his music and you like Stranger Things, the music in Stranger Things, and you like synthwave,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, go online, check out Moondragon. Holy smokes, I have very, very quickly fallen in love with this artist. His music is phenomenal and feels like you're stepping back into the 80s. It's so good.
And it really, what I love about this is that this is flavor, man. This is what geeks live for. I mean, chiptune, if you're not familiar with it, they're basically taking like computer sounds and creating music out of it. And so if you listen to it, you have to listen to the whole thing. Just play some of the tunes, listen to it from beginning to end. You'll start getting into it. You're like, oh my God, I know that sound or whatever. It's really cool. And then the synth wave, do the same thing. Spend some time, play it before you go there. And I'm telling you, it is something. It's modern. It's hip, and it's definitely something that is different, which kind of reflects a lot of the people who are going to be going to the event.
Yeah.
So
I
very
really
cool.
I pushed for anybody out there, if you're not bringing kids, I pushed the Saturday night after party as the biggest bang for your buck.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cheaper ticket price, and you're not competing with people for the machines. For anyone who likes to drink with friends, that's another great thing there. The hotel's going to bring out a bar for us, and honestly, that's the one I always tell people: if you can do it, do it. That's the one to go to.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to be at the after party, because what happens is at 10 o'clock on Saturday night, just so they have to get it, everybody has to leave. They turn on the lights, everybody leaves, and they make sure that everybody is out of there, and then it starts all over again. And then when do you buy the tickets? How do you buy the tickets? Online?
You can actually buy them online right now, and then obviously you can buy them at the event.
Okay. Should they bring cash, or would it be credit card also?
Either way, we take charge. We take credit. So whatever. We'll take your money however you want to give it to us.
And you're going to have a bunch of vendors this year too.
Yes, yeah. We have a great collection of vendors, local artists. Really, just we've curated some of our just a family. Again, it only adds to the community of free play. All these artists that you see at our event are just great people, not only because their artwork's amazing, but because they're great people to work with, and they are great to the attendees. So we're very lucky to have all them. And plus, I count, as part of that, I count not just the artists that are coming out and selling their wares, but the indie developers. We have a ton of indie developers coming out this year and showing off some of the games that they've created. And just, again, all part of this amazing, amazing community. And I know for me as one of the creators, it's what brings me back every year, is that I get it's like the best family reunion ever.
It is, isn't it? And I know like Richie Knuckles is going to be there probably. I don't know, but I would assume.
Well, he's actually, the weekend this year, he has the Kong off in Australia. So Richie,
Really?
I'm sure we're going to have to Skype him in or something, man, because he's going to be out in Australia doing the Australian Kong off.
Oh wow! So he's not going to be there, but he's doing. And if you don't know, he's an avid player. He's owns arcades. There's been a movie made about him, and he is definitely one of the band of misfits who show up at this event. And there's going to be all sorts of people who are known players and people that you're just going to be walking going, wait a minute, isn't that And over there, who was that? So it's definitely you're going to be able to get your geek on with these people for sure.
Yeah.
Now, there's one other thing I want to talk to you about, okay?
Okay.
And I think you want nuts, and I like it. It's a good kind of nuts, and it has to do with a pajama party. Okay, I'm in. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
first ever pajama party. What? And your wife approved this? Huh?
Yeah.
Tell me about
Yeah.
it.
So this is actually, and again, another thing that this is going to be kind of new for a lot of people because I haven't gone through a lot of this stuff. I should mention first and foremost on Friday night, Chill Screen Live will return, which is something we tried last year where two grown men, Nathan and somebody else, will play video games in an ice tank to see who wins, and it's ridiculous. But if you ever want to see 250 people on arcade machines leave the machines and just watch grown men do stupid things, that's exactly what it is. And then, yeah, no, our first ever pajama party will be on Friday night. And that's something that we really haven't advertised too much yet. So this is really one of the. I'm glad to say that this is one of the first times we're really kind of pushing that. If you show up at Free Play Friday night in your pajamas, you get an extra hour on the floor. And when I say pajamas, we are going to put a dress code out there. It can be T-shirt and pajama pants,
Right.
or adult onesie.
Right. Okay.
That's going to
So
be our dress code.
so we want people. This is a public event, people. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't be getting too crazy. But yeah, you make sure that you dress appropriately. Now I'm trying to understand how that works, the timing of it. So how do you get the extra hour, and when is it? When is the extra hour? On Friday night, right? It's an extra hour past closing.
I didn't know the event is actually over at 11.
Okay.
Yeah, so the event's actually over at 11. So if you show up in your pajamas and at 11 and you want that extra hour, you can come out on the floor and it's going to be filled with other people who are playing video games in their pajamas.
Now,
This idea started because Nathan, our buddy Nathan, who always comes up with all these crazy ideas, he was the one who approached us last year about Chill Screen, and he said, I really want to do a pajama party. And we're like, oh, I got an extra hour in there with people. And then what's cool about this, and this is another thing that I really haven't told too many people, so we're kind of telling a lot of stuff here on your show.
Yeah.
After the pajama party at midnight, a bunch of us are going to move into the panel room, and our buddy Nathan is doing a panel starting at midnight. So basically, 2 a.m. I guess it would be Saturday morning. Our buddy Nathan is doing stories from a gravedigger. He used to be a gravedigger, and he's going to tell ghost stories. And we're going to be in a room with, we got some giant Pac-Man ghosts. We're planning on getting a whole bunch of blueberry cereal and sharing it with all our friends while he tells ghost stories. And there might even be a Polybius cabinet on hand for that, too. Just to kind
get
of add
out.
to that spooky thing. So we're trying out some new things this year. It's been really gratifying every time we try something new thing like I said, Space Ghost 4 years ago, Chill Screen last year. The attendees really tend to take to this stuff. The after party, I think was our first one was 3 years ago. So the attendees like the weird, quirky things we do. 10-foot tall arcade cabinets, all that weird stuff. They seem to embrace it.
Yeah. And keep it going. Now, there's one other thing that we're doing. You said there's a few things that we're announcing for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that you allowed me to show this off because this is so cool. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Okay. Free Play Florida. This is the new logo. Is that correct?
This is this year's event logo that's going to show up on like a lot of our name tags, our T-shirts. You're going to be able to purchase T-shirts with this stuff. There's going to be stickers. There's going to be there's something else. There's going to be there's other merchandise coming out with featuring this. And when you first look at it, you go, okay, it's got that Florida vibe going to it. I got a flamingo. I got kind of the colors. I got the palm trees. But if you really pay attention to what's happening in it, it's a mashup. Like you said earlier, we love mashups. It is the Black Knight from the pinball game, The Black Knight.
Black Knight 2000, man. I love
Yeah.
that name. I love that game. One of the fastest pinball games ever made.
Yep, and he is riding a la Joust style.
Yeah.
He's riding a flamingo, and of course, what could be more Florida than a flamingo? So
Nothing much. The
and you'll notice,
orange, the other one that you have, right?
yeah, the orange. Yeah, Miss Citrus from last year
Yeah.
will make a reappearance this year as well. I also want to point out the Black Knight, definitely in his vacation outfit.
Oh
for this
yeah, take a
particular-
look there. I'm gonna pull that up there. Oops.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He's in vacation mode for this, and I would feel horrible if I didn't point out this artwork is done by one of the most incredible Florida artists. Our buddy Ken, you can look him up. He's Robo Ono, is the name. He goes by his artist name. And we told him this idea. We collaborated with him and said, hey, we have kind of this weird idea about like, it's weird. I mean, it's a weird thing to describe. Like, it's Florida, it's a flamingo, it's Joust, it's Black Knight. And somehow he took all those ideas and he made it work. We couldn't be happier with this year's design, and that's all thanks to our buddy Robo Ono.
And
So,
something
Ken, if you're
new.
watching, thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations on having such wonderful artwork. And that is the weirdest looking flamingo, but weird is good in
Yeah.
our book. So, and even has a little
Yeah.
wristband that has Free Play Florida on it. So
Right.
I noticed a little touch here right there. There you go. So this is a keepsake. This is something you can put on the refrigerator. Just keep it for posterity. But it's going to be, this is new for this year. So
Yeah.
very, very cool. Well, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to all this. This is going to be a heck of a year. Remember, Planet Scott is going to be doing the streaming live, along with some other people there, of course. And we're going to be doing some interviews and that sort of thing for posterity, so we can show it again. But we really want to see people out there. We really want to see people say, "Look, I want to have some good, clean, safe fun. I want to have some adulting time, which is the late night kind of stuff. I want to have some. I want to be able to buy some wares, some really cool stuff. And you can have all sorts of vendors for that. I want to play pinball and wear jammies. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really go wrong with the repertoire of weirdness. But thanks a lot. I appreciate you being on the show today. And I'm going to end up signing off. So again, thanks a lot. If you want to see me stream live, I'm going to be live next week on Planet Scott, doing it from Fort Lauderdale. Billy Mitchell is going to be there. It's going to be for charity. So, and just remember, let's put the dates up one last time, and we'll pull you back up here. There's the dates. There's the times. So, be there or be square. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Brandon, and we will see you next time on Planet Scott
Thank you so
TV.
much.